Hello and welcome to another Raggy's Beers, Wines and Spirits review. Tonight, reviewing Bobbin Robin from the 8 Sail Brewery. It's a 5.8% beer, nice strength. Established in 2010, the brewery nestles in the shadow of Hackington Windmill, Britain's only 8-sailed windmill, from which it takes its name. Craft brewed in the heart of Lincolnshire. So yeah, 5.8%, good strength. I think it's not any stronger. Looking at, already feeling it. Thought I'd do a Christmas beer, you know. Got my Christmas jumper on, although I reckon it needs to go in the wash, but I've had it on a week. So, new brewery to me from the 12 Beers of Christmas. Good evening. Do I do too many beer reviews? I'm just wondering. From a fellow beer reviewer, be interesting. From Lidl, yeah, it was cheap and cheerful. You know, only about eight quid. So, Black Paul, Little White Head. Oh, McEwen's champion, 7.3%. I hated it the first time I drank it. Now, yeah, I did that on some reviews. I mean, at the moment, I'm doing live reviews because of these advent calendars, but once the advent calendars are out of the way, I'll just do reviews and go back to, you know, can't beat cracking one open. Good evening. So yeah, never had this before. From the Beers of Europe, 12 Beers of Christmas, 35 quid, 5 a delivery. And when I went on their website, and it says it got 1,600 different beers, I'm thinking, fucking hell, I need to go down there with cash, lots of cash. That would be the biggest beer haul ever. I'd be all day in there. The wife would I'd get the red card. So, oh, strong dark malt, good chocolate. Yeah, you're on Champion Ales. I'm on this week stuff. But a nice like porter, stouty beer. That's what it smells like to me. Oh, that is nice. For me, and here's the beer, that needs to be drank at warm temperature. My wife knows how much I spend and how much I drink as well, funnily enough. And I'm all right until I do something silly. Yeah, 5.8, good strength. You know, it's sessionable, isn't it? I don't know where they get this sessionable at 4%. Fuck that. 5.8, proper. So anyway, talking about Robins, and going off on the quick tangent there. I'm at work yesterday, and we put a marquee up, an old marquee that we've got at one of the workplaces, and it's been sat there for 6 years, rotting away. Managed to, some blokes, marquee blokes, they put the actual frame up. I've put the coverings on. Job and a half, right, bastard of a job. Anyway, got glass doors going in. Brilliant, it's brilliant. The marquee is. I'm using it as a greenhouse. That's what I'm using it for. A partial greenhouse, at least. And anyway, there's a robin in there, and he's there. Next minute, flew into the glass, and I'm thinking, oh shit! And he flew off again, and then he flew again, straight into the glass again, and then he's on this table, and he's like leaning down. And I thought, oh shit, he's going to die, the poor bugger. So I picked him up, got my glove on, picked him up, took him outside. I thought, at least I'll get him out of this fucking this marquee. Put him on the floor, and he's there, and his head's down. I thought, oh, bless him. He's going to die. And I've got a chair, put a chair over him, protect him from the snow coming down. Half an hour later, I looks over, Still there, looks like he's dying. I thought, oh, fuck's sakes. Don't tell me I'm having a robin die on me. And then an hour later, fucking gone. I comes back into the into the marquee later on. Little bastard's back in the marquee. Fucking flying around the marquee again. You're a twat, you are. Yeah, you want to... No foxes around there. But yeah, daft little twat. But even today, when I'm at the old bloke's garden, there was a... Yes. In fact, one of the gardens I look after, his garden is so big that I'm only there for 2 hours a week. So 2 hours a week in his garden is nothing. You know, you could spend 2 days a week in there to get it looking prim. He's not doing no gardening. So there's trees galore. I am getting on top of it now, but it had been left for 6 years. So you can imagine 6 years of growth. It's in a bit of a state. And, you know, I've come in and I've rediscovered paving areas. Yeah, it's that time of the year, isn't it? That's why I was going to go, because of all the shit I had early in the year. I was going to go and do private jobs and go self-employed. But I knew that, you know, you're going to struggle for work and obviously money. And in the summer months, I don't want to be working silly hours. I'd rather, you know, work standard hours throughout the year. Where I am now in my job, because both sites have not been looked after for 6 years, I am rediscovering. I am creating new flower beds, growing stuff. And it's all about bringing something back to where it should be. And it's, for a gardener, it's really exciting, to be honest. 40. Although this week, I've done a 4-day week. Although, to be honest, it felt fucking much longer. Especially Friday. Jesus Christ. In that snow yesterday, felt like a fucking 15-hour shift. Every minute was like 10. You know, it was awful. Because of my background, I was lucky as a young gardener to be working at Nottingham City Council, and we were doing Britain in Bloom, European in Bloom, on Tante Fleurel, and that. And I was lucky because I've been taught by some top-notch gardeners, and that quality, I've kept doing it as well. And I've gone from one job to another. And in this job I'm in, you know, because he knows I know my stuff, there's no issue. He doesn't tell me anything what to do. Everything I'm doing off my own back. And because I'm being creative all the time and enhancing, you know, there's some work. I mean, obviously the mowings, you know, anybody can do mowing. Hedge cutting, most people can do hedge cutting perfect. But like creating flower beds, new shrubberies, pruning. I mean, there's people that prune with a hedge trimmer, and that's not pruning, you know. And yet some of these bloody, you know, mower men gardeners, they earn more than I do. They'll come and say, yeah, 100 quid for that. And I'll say £15 an hour. And they'll probably get done in 2 hours. And you think, fucking hell, they're earning more than me. Yeah, I like gardening. It's, I mean, for next spring, now I've got this marquee up and I can grow stuff, I'm going to grow literally thousands and thousands of plants. There's a daisy that I've grown for both these sites. Leucanthemum is the daisy. And I've grown about 4,000 plants. And I've planted them throughout the sites. And next year, both sites are going to be a wealth of colour. And I've been saving dahlia seedlings for weeks now. And I've got probably a couple of thousand dahlia seedlings. Large dahlias, not talking bedding dahlias, proper dahlias. In the nice weather, it's okay. No, with regards to wine, sorry. I've done a Barola kit. That'll be ready perfectly for Christmas. And at Christmas itself, my wife's bought me an Amarone, which is an Italian fine wine. 85 quid for the kit she's paid. And she's bought me a projector as well. So now I'm going to have to go out and buy her something more, because I know how much projectors cost. I mean, my second-hand one cost 50 quid. She's paid a lot more than 50 quid for one. And I feel bad now for ruining the Christmas present, the surprise Christmas present. So, back to the beer. This is really, really nice. 8 Sail Brewery. Oh. Oh, God, yeah. I'm looking at them. I've got about 15 different consoles that I've, over the years, modified, hacked. And I run a website called dcmu.co.uk. And I post news about hacking game consoles and that. These days, you've got to be more careful, because Nintendo are pissy these days with the Nintendo Switch. But if you modify a game console to run emulators and homebrew, they're not so bothered. You run pirated games, then they get very pissy. And you can understand that, obviously, because Nintendo Switch is pretty much, along with the PS5, still. Oh, yeah, I had a Dr. 64 as well. I don't think any console ever is as good as the Nintendo SNES. The SNES was the king. The wide variety of games, RPGs, you know, it had every single type of game you could ever imagine. And to me, it's still the king of consoles. I've got a Mega Drive, and I've got the flash cartridge for the Mega Drive as well. And in fact, on eBay, there's someone selling flash cartridges for the Mega Drive. And you know, some of these little classic, you know, some of these little mini consoles you get these days, they're brilliant, because you can run a load of ROMs on them, all your best games, you know, for free, if you know where to go. And for God's sakes, don't use Pirate Bay. Because Pirate Bay, I downloaded Captain America off Pirate Bay and got a warning. I've still got I ain't got a NES, but I've got this SNES. I've got the 150 for a Commodore 64. They're still bringing out games for it. Still bringing out games for the Commodore 64. It's crazy, isn't it? You know, because obviously on my site I post about homebrew, the games that have come out, emulators, and even now ZX Spectrum games. They're still creating ZX Spectrum games. You think of the amount of people who've just binned decent game consoles. It's sacrilege. I mean, I've got GameCubes, I've got a Nintendo 64, a Wii, Xbox One, Xbox 360. Yeah. I don't do much with it these days. It was back in 2006. It was a massive site, one of the biggest in the world at that stage. Since then, it's fell into disrepair. And I'm shit at web design, so that's why it's not done much since then. These days, I just drink beer, talk shit, and get bollockings off the wife. But yeah, favourite game, oh, fucking hell, Theme Park. I loved Theme Park. Theme Park on the PSX, you know, the PlayStation 1, that was amazing. You know, the first time you made your own roller coaster and you can go on your own roller coaster around the rides, it was amazing. Sega Rally, oh, flipping it. The Dreamcast, I've got a Dreamcast that's modded, of course, and you can get the games off the internet. But the Dreamcast is great, you know. Sega fucked up on the Dreamcast because, well, piracy killed the Dreamcast. The Theme Park on the PC, one of the best versions of Theme Park is on the Nintendo DS. Absolute great game. Paperboy, one of my wife's favourite games. Paperboy, Fucking hard game though. You know, one of the easiest of games to play. Jesus Christ. My wife loved that. You know, these days, the games, the gameplay isn't as good as the old gamers. Yeah, well, Microsoft did invest some in the Dreamcast. Oh God, I think there's a place for all beers. Operation Wolf, look. Whoa, and we're back. Yeah, every beer has its place. You know, we're all very different in life. Some of the older games are awesome. Some of the new games are good, but some of the older games. I mean, I like the old Football Manager games, and then if they sometimes they go too complex, and this is the issue. You need to bring people into a game. I don't like these where you have to pay for all the add-ons. It pisses me off. I won't touch a game. Fuck them. I'm not paying to be pratted about with. If I pay £30 for a game, I want to play that game, and I don't want to be paying tenner for a little add-on bit. I think, fuck that. No, I'm not doing it. But there's too much of that goes off these days. Anyway, I'm going to get the right bollocking. Need to finish this review. Good evening. So for me, this is a truly awesome, malty, chocolatey, a beer that's best drank at room temperature. Don't drink it at chilled. This is chilled, but I know this has been awesome at room temperature. 8 Sail Brewery. Flipping heck. So many beers. Oh. Fucking hell. That's a tough question. It would have been Sadler's Christmas Pudding Stout, but then they dropped the ABV to 4.5. Kind of killed it for me. I think the Guinness Foreign Extra Stout is probably one of my top favourites. Very hard, very tough question. To ask any beer fan what their best stout is, or any type of beer, it's really tough, isn't it? When you drank so many, it is tough. Don't forget, with all beers, it depends on the day you've drank it, the temperature in the room, the temperature of the beer, how you're feeling. There's so many parameters. I mean, sometimes you're mental. The way the way you're feeling that day can change how that beer is to you. If you're having a shit day, maybe the beer won't taste as good. Yeah, extremely tough. So I better end this review because I will get a bollocking if I'm late in, if I go find any longer. Thank you everybody for commenting, and it's been a great chat. It's like the beer chat but split into 3 this time, and I've got a month for this. Yeah, probably. Yeah. This was an amazing beer. 8 Sail Brewery, Bobbin Robin, 5.8%. Absolutely barnstorming beer. Possibly the best one I've had, bar St. Peter's Christmas Ale, because I think that's an absolute iconic, probably the best Christmas beer out there. Bar Shepherd and Neems Christmas Ale, because that's outstanding too. But yeah, absolutely gorgeous. Malty, chocolatey. It's like a stouty, it's good. Out of 5, oh, for me, it's a 4.6 out of 5. Truly, even though it's only 5.8, I will do. After I've had the bollocking, I'll be enjoying the steak. But even though it's only 5.8, that is immense. The flavour. And sometimes it also depends, let's be fair. When you've drank a beer, if you've already had a drink or a couple of drinks, and then you drink a beer, and then all of a sudden it's like, that's the best beer I've ever tasted. But yeah, you're already intoxicated. Drink one when you're sober. Temperature, it all makes a difference. And, and how much you pay, obviously. That makes a difference. Because if your anticipation of a beer that costs 10 quid, and you drink it, you think, I've paid 10 quid for this. Shit. All makes a difference. So yeah, awesome beer. Thanks for watching. And another 20 minute. Oh, I'm in for a right bollocking. Thanks everybody. Cheers.